Hey, how you doing, sir?
Hey, good. What's up?
Not much. Just trying to get some documents signed, but the seller's agent is not responding to me or the buyer's agent.
The listing agent.
Yeah, it's
That
very frustrating.
sometimes happens. So have you sent email, text, and called them? I would
Yep.
do all three.
Yep. I've done all three. I've talked to the buyer's agent, and I even told the buyer's agent, worst comes to worst, the seller lives down the street from me. I could walk over there and have them physically sign it.
Actually, I'll tell you, here's a little secret. I'll give you some secrets that I figured out with real estate agents. Call the listing agent again, leave a message and also a text. Just say, hey, I'd reached out to you. We're both, me and the buyer's agent, trying to reach you, but we got to talk to you. But if we don't hear from you, I'll just call your broker. I'll give you about 10 minutes and I'll call your broker and see if they can help us. They almost always call back, which is actually stupid because the broker's not my boss anyway. I mean, I'm an independent contractor, but for some reason, when you say I'll call the broker and see if they can help us, man, they get on it right away. One little trick just to get her done.
Yeah.
How's it going?
What's up, Mr. Corn?
How you doing, man? Good to see you.
Real good.
Like the shirt.
Yeah. Thanks, dude. That's how we roll.
How we roll. All right, we're gonna give everybody a few minutes to get on. Have you guys all? Has everybody been in Coach Simple? You guys all know how to get to Coach Simple?
Yeah.
No.
I did have a question on how to update what you've been accomplishing in it, though.
We will. I think when you get in there, you'll probably see that. Hold on a second. I'm going to open up my just to make sure everybody knows how to get there. Da, 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 da. Oh man, I got too many windows open.
Been there.
All right. And sorry guys, was just in the process of getting set up and a call came in and I didn't get all set up for you and ready to roll. Okay, so we got that out of the way. Let me find my Okta, get logged in here, find you guys. You guys disappeared on me. I'm not looking at you anywhere. There you are. Now I got you back. All right. Resume recording. All right, cool. All right, so yeah, today I just wanted to run through the Coach Simple because it actually is a really, really cool tool that you have access to when you're in coaching. And we've also added the 12-week goals to the Coach Simple, which is absolutely amazing. And we'll talk a little bit about that. So today what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to get to it, show you where it is. We're going to watch about a 6-minute video. So hopefully it comes through on your guys' side, but it's where Tim's walking through a top producer's 12-week goals, because I want to talk about those and giving you an idea of some things to set up. And then when that video is over, we'll kind of recap that and pull that together, how you can use this as an incredible tool. And it really, the top producers love this thing because it keeps them accountable to the mundane stuff, and then I'll open it up for any questions you might have about it or how to get some things set up or how it'll work for you. I'm hoping by the end of the year, we have everybody is on it and you're using it. So when you log in, Coach Simple, you have a button on your main menu if you're in coaching. So you'll get the Coach Simple menu and you guys can see my screen. Okay, right?
Yep.
All right. So when you come in here, that's where you're going to click on your name. And let me see here. Jordan's right there at the top. I'll just click on yours, Jordan. So when you click on your name, the first thing I want you guys to look at is make sure all your information's filled in up here at the top. You got your dashboard, your all your little there's menus down the side here of the different things. We're going to be talking about the 12-week goal one. There actually is some really cool stuff in here with business numbers. And when you first log in, this will actually show you some of your volume if you filled in
No
some of your volume
period.
stuff. Oh.
It won't be an issue, period.
Let's see what we got going on here. All right. So this will actually have some numbers and kind of show you where your volume is. And I see Julie actually just came in and I was looking at hers earlier. So I'm going to go down and give you guys a glimpse at what it looks like when your volume is flowing through here. We find Julie again. Julie Scott, one of the top LOs in the company. She helps a lot of people, but you can see right here on her chart where her business is, you know, pretty consistently up. She doesn't have too many big dips. And where you might experience a dip one week is where you took a week off or something and your business, your activities and stuff just didn't track through. So this is another place for you to just get a quick look at your business plan. You can build your business plan in here, update your plan. This thing's awesome too. And I know this isn't really what we're doing on today's call, but when you come in here and update your plan, you can play around with your numbers, your all kinds of statistics and start setting some of your goals. In fact, down at the bottom, how many loans do you need to reach your goal? What's your average commission per loan? What's your estimated commissions earned? And it will actually start tracking all this stuff for you so you can use this to your advantage, okay? But under 12-week goals is what we're going to talk about today, setting up your 12-week goals. And what this does is it goes along with the book. It'll send you those reminders. It will actually text you if you have your information filled in under your bio. So you want to make sure your cell phone number's in there, your email. I would even add the picture too. There's just always anytime. Actually, this is just a bonus tip. Anything and everything that you have a profile on, max it out. Max it out with a photo, all your information. If there's anything to do with zip codes or areas you work, anything that it asks you for your bio, just fill in everything. There's a lot of times a lot of your websites that you have a profile on. You can put your Instagram page, you can put your Facebook page. So just fill in everything that you absolutely can, because Google juice is forming every time you fill those things out, and it's just getting you great web exposure. And I know Movement does that just right when you come over to Movement. They already get you on Google all over. If you type in your name and Movement, you're like on the first page all over the place. So they do a good job of that. Just make sure you fill out your profile completely. The next thing I'm going to do is just talk about really going through just hitting this 12-week goal. So if you guys are logged into Coach Simple, just go to your 12-week goals. And what we're going to watch Tim do is what they did was they came in here and they set a goal. So you just hit this plus goal on the green button, and that's where you set your goal that you're going to set up in your 12-week plan. And what it'll do is it'll send you a weekly email reminder. And you can even change that on another task. When you're adding a basic task, you can actually set it to send you something every 2 weeks or every month. But the 12-week plan will be for your basic stuff. How many loan apps do you need to take? How many do you need to lock? If you're doing, pop buys, things like that. But I'm going to show Tim's video here real quick, because it's pretty good to see what an active one actually looks like. And can you guys hear him okay?
No.
All right, so let me see if I can turn that up a little bit.
Usually can't hear stuff on somebody else's computer.
Yeah, let me see if I can.
There is a way through Zoom when you have to share, like when you're sharing it, you have to allow the audio to be shared as well. Like when you start the share screen.
Let's see, I'm on share screen. Let me find that again. There we go.
It's like when you initialize it.
Advanced sharing options. Multiple participants can share simultaneously. We don't need that. So actually, if I take the share back You're saying when I first share it?
Yeah, there should be a little radio button for you to click saying share audio as well.
Oh, there it is. Got it. That was too easy. Way to go, bud. Try this again and see if you can hear.
Check it out in a few days. But basically what it says is this: goals that you set for yourself have a higher ownership and success rate than goals that other people ask you to do. Right? So if Trey says, man, I want to get better at golf, I'm going to own that. If I tell Trey to get better at golf, he may just tell me to buzz off, right? So we're encouraging everybody on our coaching calls to set 2 business goals and 1 personal goal, right? And so I walked through Libby's goal setting yesterday. She'd sent me an email, kind of outlined it, and I'm going to walk this through with you guys, and then we'll do some Q&As on it. So in order to set a goal, you just click the green button that says goal, okay? And then you'll get an open menu here where you can type in a goal. So let's just say that we're going to do a health goal, drop 20 pounds. Okay, I'm just totally making that up. You can be whatever you want to be, right? Because Libby's probably going to say that, go, excuse me, right? And then you want to make the ending date for the first 12 weeks of the year, okay? So that would be March 31st. So when you click on your calendar, your first 12 weeks will be January, February, March. So you want to have that goal achieved by that day, okay? So in fact, I'm going to change that. And I'm just going to change it to test because I'm thinking that's probably not a good goal to set in there for a female, right? I'd probably be in a lot of trouble. So it's a test goal, and I'm going to save it. And it's going to refresh the screen, and it'll show up below your headline here of 331 goals. See that there? It's test goal, test, and then her Q1 volume goal. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in here and just knock these 2 out. I'm going to delete those checked items. Okay. So now it's just back to her volume goal. Now, out to the right of that, you're going to see 0 items. Like this, my first goal is a test. It says 0 items in there. This is where you're going to have to take some time and really think about the items you want to do weekly that you can measure. That's the key point, that you can measure in order to achieve this goal. So if you say, well, I want to call realtors, that's not a measurable goal. How many do you want, right? Talk to 20 realtors a week, have a conversation. That's a measurable goal that you can grade yourself on. So I'm going to pull up her action items. We actually went through this on her coaching call yesterday. So I said, Libby, in order to do this, what do you think is one thing that's super important to you? She said, I've got to meet face-to-face. I do better when I meet face-to-face. I get more opportunities. So I said, how many do you want face-to-face per week? She determined it was 3, so we just added it in here. Just went up here to tactic, and we put in 3 face-to-face appointments. We just typed that in. Another one was, we looked at our numbers, and we went into her Domo card. We said, okay, here's how many apps you've generated year-to-date this year. And her lock to app ratio is really high. The national average is 32%. So when I look at the created units, 32% of them nationally turn into locked loans. Hers is 45. That says a lot about the quality of business that she's bringing in the door, right? So you don't always need like 100 leads a month to close 20 loans. You might be so great you need 30 leads to close 20, right? But you need to look at your number and see what your percentage is. So in her particular case, it was 45%. So we backed that all the way back down, and we determined she's got to generate 11 leads, okay, in order to lock 5 loans. That's her ratio, okay? So if she generates 11 leads a week with her circle of influence, she's going to lock 5 loans a week, which is going to translate into 20 closings a month. All these are measurable items. So at the end of the week, we can go in here and click a radio button and go, hey, you know what? We only got 6 leads this week, so we only did half the goal, right? Or hell, we got 20 leads, we exceeded the goal, right? So you can see how this kind of comes down. I put this one in there for her yesterday. I said, you got to ask 30 people a week for business. And I'm not talking about like, hey, send me somebody. I'm talking about like, hey, who's your friend that's looking for a mortgage right now? Can you give me their number? So that's a big stretch goal for her. She doesn't like that, but we're going to test her on it. Call listing agents on contracts. Annual mortgage planning review is going to start in January for her. She's going to do pop buy items. which if you guys don't know, it's these little jobs right here. These are huge, guys. Like, don't dismiss this. And I know, and listen, I'm not talking to the females today. I'm talking to the guys, right? Y'all are a bunch of Neanderthals that want to go club something and bring it back to the cave. I get it. I understand how your mind works.
We've
right?
got about 5 more
But
minutes.
I'm
of
telling
the
you,
video.
like, these little appreciation items for your real estate agents really endear them to you, right? And you don't have to be creative anymore. Like, you don't have to think of like what's the item need to be and what's the little catchy message. Because Angie here, she comes up with all the catchy messages and all the items for the whole 12 months, right? And just to give you an example, let's see. Let's see here. Where is that little thing? There it is. Well, maybe not. Okay. So you see these items right here, guys? Can y'all see that PDF? Way back. Okay. So the first quarter pot buys a snow globe, right? And a little catchy message: don't get left in the cold. Stay warm with fast closings, right? The dartboard, huge, man. I'm telling these agents are going to keep these dartboards in there and they're going to throw them out. They might, if you don't close the loan on time, they'll put your picture on it. So, you know, but let Cupid's arrow score you an approval clear to close with us, right? It's catchy. I know you guys are sitting there going, man, that's cheesy. Let me tell you what, cheesy works. It absolutely works. It's sticky in people's minds.
Cheesy works
and
with
then
realtors,
everybody's going to
guys.
want these basketball goal hoops. There's just no doubt about it, right? That's going to be super popular. But going back to her screen here, you can see that she's getting on that because we talked about the importance of that, staying top of mind with items they won't throw in the trash can, right? She's also going to get on the playbooks, right? That's another tool that we have exclusively here at Movement that is huge, guys. I mean, this is a full business plan. I can't tell you the number of calls that I've gotten from broker owners that said, basically, you do my business plan for my agents every month. This is huge, right? So we're basically doing the broker's job for them to come up with content, and we're branding it to you. I mean, it's enormous value. And then that ends her first week, right? You can see here, that's her first week tactics. And guess what? They repeat the second week, right? And then they repeat the third week. And here's what I can tell you about really successful people in sales and loan officers is they just are committed to doing boring, repetitive fundamentals. They just are. It's like a weight trainer, right? You see somebody's got all that ripped stomach and they'll tell you, like, they don't get that because they're sitting around eating pizza and doing 2 sit-ups. They are committed to burpees and boring fundamentals all the time. But this system's really great. So let me show you how you can set a tactic in here real quick. Let's just say, a weekly goal would be text 50 agents on Friday. Okay. Every week, send out a text to 50 agents. Hey, we've got coverage for the weekend. Maybe it's you, maybe it's the assistant covering for the weekend. The first due week is the first full week of your 12 weeks. So you would pull up your calendar here and move it over to, in this particular case, January 7th, which is the first Friday of the year. Okay. And then you set a repeating pattern, right? So you need to repeat that for 12 solid weeks. You save the task. And boom, it'll pop right in. Okay. I've kind of messed it up for her. There we go. So the week due, let's see where that shows. Text 50 agents on Friday. It showed up. So now she just got a new goal because y'all forced her to get a new goal. So when she complains, I'm gonna be like, hey, call Shear and John Cassidy and Justin Wells because they all made me do this for y'all, right? So y'all gonna get calls from Libby complaining. But then there it is. And on Fridays, the system's going to send a text. Hey, check on your 12-week goals. And then when you're on the phone with your coach, you've got your agenda, provided nothing crazy is going on in your life, right? You've got your agenda that we're going to focus on about what you want to do with your business plan. And like I said, if there's a personal goal in there, maybe your personal goal is, health related. Maybe your personal goal is spiritually related. Maybe it's, it doesn't matter to me. What's important to you that you want to really improve in the first 12 weeks of the year. And the coach will help you, create some accountability items around that you want to own. But that's it, guys. Super simple. I don't want to complicate it.
So that's it. Did that come through okay? Did you guys see everything all right?
Yep.
Okay, cool. So that 12-week goal, and here's the thing about coaching. Hopefully I don't close the find bar. The thing about coaching is exactly what Tim said, is like the coach, we're here to help you stay accountable to yourself. I'm here for you guys to keep you accountable to yourself. You do have to like have a drive or have something that you want to go to. There's not really anything that I can just give you and I'm going to make you do it because I call you every week and tell you to do it. If you don't want to do it and you don't have the buy-in for it, it's not going to happen. So the real thing is to figure out a few basics that we can definitely put in there that you know what your goal is. What do you want your volume to be in 2022? Divide that by 4, and that becomes your first 12-week goal. That whether it's slower at the beginning of the year or busier in the middle of the year, don't even put that much thought into it. Just take a quarter of your goal for 2022. And if you set that up as your first 12-week goal, and in our coaching calls, we're watching your 12-week goals and seeing what you're hitting, if you're exceeding or if you're getting half of it or whatever, that's where I can help you figure out what's causing you to get half every time. You know, is that set too high? I just had a real estate agent I was talking to. He wanted to go on 5 listing appointments a week. Okay, well, the reality is if you want to go on 5 listing appointments a week, or you want to meet 5 realtors a week, in this particular case, 5 listings a week, he's got to call 5. He's got to have a phone list of 500 people to call that week to get 5 listing appointments. He's only going to get 1 or 2 appointments for just randomly calling 100 people. That's the way the stats roll out. So again, I like using the real estate analogies with you guys as well, because I know you're out there talking to realtors and you can use these conversations that we have, seeing the other side of the real estate world, seeing their world, so you can talk to them about it. So when you're talking to your realtors, and if you get to have the opportunity to say, you know, what is your goal for 2022? I'm looking for 4 or 5 agents that really want to grow their business this year. And I'm focused on being a growth partner with you in your business. So I'm looking for 4 or 5 people who are serious. So then you say, yeah, I want to sell 10 million or $100 million in real estate. Great. How many appointments is that a month? So if you want 5 listing appointments a week, we got to have a number. We got to have 500 people to call. So these 12-week goals, as you channel that down, you take your volume, divide by 4. That's going to be your first 12-week goal. That's going to end on March 31st that you want to put into the 12-week planner. This is so that you can start using it. So I want everybody on this call to go in and set up your 12-week goal, do that for your volume. The other thing is look at how many apps you've closed per month for say the last 2-3 months. And so I know some people are new and just came over as well, but what are your apps per month that you want to close? So put that in there for your 12-week goal, whatever your total apps that you want to close for the year. If you actually have that number figured out, then you can divide that by 4, and that quarter is going to be your 12-week goal. The other way to work this is if you know how many you want to close a month, that's what many of you already know is, you know, I want to get 10 apps locked a month. So 10 a month for the next 3 months is going to be 30. So that's your 12-week goal. And it will send you that reminder every week that, do you have your 10 apps? Do you have your 10 apps? Do you have your 10 apps? So you can set that up. And then the last thing would be, once you figure out how many apps you want to lock and get locked every week during your 12 weeks, then the second part of that is how many do you have to take? So, and in your Domo card, you should be able to look and see how many you've opened, how many files you've opened up and how many actually closed, and that'll show you your conversion rate. Those are things that'll help you figure out if you haven't figured it out yet. But between now and our next one-on-one coaching call, or actually I should say between now and the end of the year, I'd like to see you all figure out those main 3 numbers and just go into the 12-week plan and put them in. If we screw it up, we can wipe them out and start over. And if you get stuck, you can pick up the phone and call me. You don't have to wait for our next one-on-one call. I am available for all you guys. You got my cell phone number. And if you don't, I'll make sure you have it, but you should have it. Shoot me an email and let me know if you need it. So that 12-week goal, that's the important thing, is 2 business goals and 1 personal goal. And I actually gave you 3 business goals, which would be the volume, the apps, and how many apps you need to just open to get that. Those would be some basic ones. And you're going to probably have some other ones you want to add as well. See if there are any questions about anything that you heard on the video or anything that I've said so far. I mean, it's pretty basic stuff. I just wanted to show you where it was. Is there anybody that hasn't found that on Coach Simple? There's some really cool stuff on Coach Simple. There's a whole nother business plan that will track your business and all the activities that you're doing. But here's the thing, the 12-week goal button that we put on there is to help you get a text reminder of the mundane things that need to get done every single day. One of them, I would tell you guys, if you've gone back in and watched any of the past videos on the 100 sales in any market, which was a webinar that I put together for you guys, again, to have verbiage and language to go talk to your realtors about becoming a business partner with them and growing their business. That is no other loan officers having that conversation with real estate agents. And there's nobody at their company that's helping them grow their business. They're like, here's the phone, go call people. And there's not a whole lot of people that they can rely on. Keller Williams is a little more, I mean, the whole culture around that is agents, they have training and they help each other. But for the most part, most agents out there are on an island by themselves, and it's a very cutthroat business and nobody's really helping them grow their business. So that's the part I want to bring for you. No matter what, the real estate business, realtor business is huge. That's such a huge influx of business for you and your business, unless you're doing something different. I want to give you everything, every tool available to talk to these realtors like no other loan officer is talking to them, like another realtor that helps people talks to them. So there is a webinar. I'll make sure I send out the link again to the YouTube channel. Well, this one will be recorded. So you're going to see on there 100 sales in any market is one of the other webinars that we did. There's also another one that we were setting up systems, how to systematize your business, which that's another thing I want to say about how important this 12-week goal webinar is. That's why I wanted to cover this topic today. Guys, the last 2 years has all been about systems, and it's about hiring people, building your team to handle the business because business was rolling. As we go into 2022 and or into 2023, it is completely going to be about fundamentals. The phone is just not going to ring like it has been the last 2 years. And we know that's going to happen. If it doesn't happen next year, man, enjoy the ride because we got a bonus year. But in the next year or two, it's going to come completely back down to the fundamentals of who do you have relationships with, who thinks of you first when they think of mortgages, and that's who they'll call. Don't worry about if the real estate agent, you think the real estate agents have somebody they've always used. Think of it this way, the pack in the middle, the realtors in the middle, yeah, of course, we'd all love to have 5 of the top agents to sell 100 homes a year in our mix. But the agents in the middle that are selling 12, 15, 20, 24 deals a year, they do not have a go-to person yet. They have somebody that it just is automatic for them to pick up the phone and call that person. But if they're doing 24 deals a year, it's only 2 loans a month. They do not have a go-to person yet. That is easy pickings if you're showing up saying, I'm looking for a few business partners that want to grow their business. And I can even help you. I mean, I'm aware of like Brad Korn in Kansas City is a top agent. If they're KW, you can throw my name out there. I'm on the faculty at KW. I'm in a bunch of their training. I'm the database guy. You can use my name wherever you can use it if you find it useful. And just say, you know, he talks about selling 100 homes a year, that every single realtor has 100 sales a year sitting in their database right now. So that session, watch that if you haven't seen it yet, because it is flat out black and white. There, you can help these agents create 100 deals a year, and you get 5 of those agents, you're going to have 500 transactions a year at your fingertips coming to you. So those fundamentals will pay off in the next coming years. So the 12-week goal is for like what I saw on there, and you guys might write this down as a couple of ideas, because I can't give you your goals. You got to buy into these, and you got to pick the number that works for you. But what I saw on there was 3 face-to-face a week. So now if you're going to put 3 face-to-face a week in your 12-week goal, then that means you're buying into it. And you're like, it's not, I need to do 3 face-to-faces. I'm going to do 3 face-to-faces in 2022. And when that text comes through, that is your $1 million gold bar in your hand being handed to you. And you have to do what it says, and you're setting the goal. on his, it was lock 5 loans a week. So that's 20 loans a month. So if you're not quite there, maybe it's 1 loan a week, maybe it's 2 loans a week. How does that match up with your numbers that you're going to put down in your goals? She had 11 leads per week, or Tim had 11 leads per week. So again, even tracking it down to the leads, if you want to get a text message that says I need 11 leads, and then what you do is have a tally sheet or a calendar, like one of those desktop calendars sitting up on your wall. And these 12-week goals are how you're going to track it on that calendar day. You know what I'm talking about? The big desktop that has a big box. So you might put face-to-face loans, and you're just tracking it with a tally mark every time you get it. So when a lead comes in, you get your tally, and then you can see if you hit your 11 for the week. Because what you're going to do on the 12-week goals, yeah, there it is. That's it. Man, I live by those things. I have them in my weight room. I have them everywhere, and I have 20 written in every box for that month. And when I get my 20 minutes on the treadmill on the bike, I get to put an X through it. And when you do a full 30 days, you have a reward for yourself down there at the bottom. Maybe, and for me, it's something stupid like go to a movie, because I won't take time to go to a movie, and I love movies, and Spider-Man just came out, right? So if I hit my goal, I get to go to a movie. It's just I just get to do it guilt-free. So a couple other things were 30 asks. I'm going to send you guys a calendar. It's does my ask make me look good, or something like that? Does my big ask look good? And we're having you track how many asks for January to get that fundamental thing flowing. So 30, you heard Tim even say, for one of the top loan officers that he's coaching there, 30 is a lot. So is it 10 asks? Is it 5 asks a week? Whatever it might be that you're really focused on it. And then if you got the pop buys and the playbooks, you know, those are going to be a monthly tab. That would be a setup as a separate one that you're going to set up for a monthly review. And then there was one on there, I saw her thing said text 50 agents a week. So those are just some ideas on some tasks that are really fundamental, that if you look at that, and what we'll do on our calls is go into Coach Simple and pull up your 12-week goals and see what you've got in there. And then I get to ask better questions that might dig a little deeper on what you put in there. Why'd you put it in there? Is there buy-in on this? And, or, hey, what about this? And you'd be like, yeah, that is actually what I want to do. So that's where I get to help enhance what you guys are focused on by listening to what you're saying and what you're putting in your goals. So anyway, I want to just pause out there for a minute. Let me see if there was anything else I want to make sure I covered. 2022 is going to be, seriously, guys, it's going to be fundamentals. The phone is not going to automatically ring like it has been the last couple of years. And we might get another year out of it, but it will in the next couple of years start to fade off. I gave you the list of things that I thought sounded good. Yeah, that's it. What questions do you guys have? Is this just, I need to figure out what my numbers are and go put them in? What do you got after this?
Coach Brad, as I was keying in some of mine, I was thinking that would it make sense to kind of stagger the day of the week that these things are popping up? Or should we just all have them popping up on, say, a Friday or a Monday? So can you elaborate on that best practice?
Yep, that is the way that is set up. I believe what it will do is it'll send the text out on Sunday. So you might, you want to really think about what are the core activities that I'm absolutely going to do without fail. Remember, I kind of expressed that pretty intently, that text, when it comes out, that's what you're going to do. And that's, again, why I even suggested the calendar, because you get the text on Sunday. By Tuesday, all hell's broke loose, and now you kind of aren't paying attention to your text. Right now, I believe that just sends those out on Sunday, Paul. I'm not sure if you set the end date on, like, say, March 29th, would it kick out on a different day? I think it might still all kick out on Sunday. So it is fairly new, and we've already added a couple tweaks that we saw as coaches, and we did have that conversation too on how to stagger them. But really what it is it's supposed to get your week set. So like Sunday night, that text come to you, you look at it on Monday morning, and now you map out, how am I going to stay on track for that? It's 1/12 of your goal, which is the whole point of the 12-week year, is like, once you get through the 12 weeks, you've really only done a quarter of your year. but it's your 12 weeks of your year. So it's easier to manage 1 week at a time and get it done. And that's where I suggest that calendar on the wall. That's your tracker. And then you can also reward yourself from that. So yeah, I'll check on that and see if that's going to change. It might even get a little lost, even if it did. If you had 20 goals and they all came to you 2 a day for 5 days, that you might end up ignoring it as well. So that's the other thing I've noticed as a coach. A lot of this stuff, if you don't have complete buy-in on it, and that's why I want you to put the core ones in there first and really just roll with those for a little bit, because our own reminders become white noise. And we just kind of, once you ignore it 1 week and you don't hit your goals, you kind of ignore it the next week and you don't hit your goals. And then it's not worth having on there anymore. You might as well delete them all. And then that's where, I kind of, if I pick up on it, I'll say, so what are we not going to hit this year? I mean, if you don't hit those goals and this is where you are, that credit card you wanted to pay off or that investment property you wanted to buy, we just got to take that off your sheet for this year. Well, no, I want that investment property. I want to buy 3 investment properties this year. Okay, then let's get that back on your 12-week goal and stick to it. Anybody else have a question about something you might be putting in there? Other than those basic ones, the volume, the apps, and even the apps taken are probably the key ones that I would think. I mean, it's pretty basic. So I didn't expect my smart group of coaching clients to have a whole lot of questions on this. You guys are the smarter ones, right? So it is just plug it in. And what I'm going to do is I'm going through your Coach Simple and checking to see if you've got it done. You'll get reminders from me if you haven't, or if we need to have a quick call and go through it some more. If you want to do a one-on-one call, just call me. If you're on the call and you don't have my cell phone number, it's 816-215-3214. 816-215-3214 is my personal cell phone. And like I've told everybody, if I haven't said it to you yet, I have agents and mortgage officers calling me all the time for ideas that are all over wherever. They're not in coaching. They're not at Movement. They're just people that know me from hearing me speak and seeing webinars and stuff. So of all people, you guys should be able to call me anytime and ask me a question. That's why I leave that invitation wide open, because I have those calls come in all the time. So, and I'll always call you back if I'm in an appointment or something.
Thank you.
So real quick, just to ask you, so I put in a couple of face-to-face meetings every week, 10 leads a week. I like to text the agents on Friday. That's a great idea. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do that right now. I put in workout 3 days a week and take 3 apps per week and close 8 loans a month. When that looks like more than enough, but I don't know.
Those are pretty basic goals. And so now just literally go to the title company, anybody get one of those desktop calendars that Cassie showed us, and stick that up on the wall and just write those 5 or 6 items on that box. And it's just a line, and you're just doing a tally every time when you hit your 50, just write 50, right? Whatever that goal is, 3 days on your workout. As soon as you hit that, you exit out. So it'd be like that would be on for that whole week. You just have workout. And when you hit that, just exit out. So I do that. And on my workout one in my workout room, I put 20 on there, and there's a marker. I actually just use one calendar for everything. One calendar for the running. I have one calendar for feeding my database every day, and it says 5 on every box. So I'm adding new 5 connections every single day, and I X those off. If I ride the bike for 20 minutes, I get to exit off. If I don't, the 20's sitting there, it's not X'd off, so I didn't hit it. And then that's when you're going to come back into your 12-week goal, look at your calendar, go, I half hit it, or I 3/4 hit it, or I went over and I nailed it. Does it make sense? So yeah, this is just that text reminder to get your mindset set on the 12 weeks, and then you'll want to track that individually throughout the week as you're hitting those goals. Cool. But those are all pretty basic fundamentals. They all sound pretty important. When you get them all in one text, it might seem overwhelming, but not really. I mean, you're going to do the text on Friday, right? you're going to do the workout is Monday, Wednesday, Friday, or you're probably going to look at your calendar and figure out what 3 days you are going to work out. You might be out of town for 2 days, whatever it might be. So life will continue to get in the way. I mean, life is actually designed to knock us off track constantly. And that's why these reminders can just help pull you back on track. In fact, probably the best way to say it is our 12-week goal, when we set them, here's our line path. Here's where we are. Here's where we're headed. And there's the straight path. As soon as we start this on Monday morning, it's going to go, it's going to pull you off over here, this distraction. And then you're going to try to get back, but this one's going to pull you over here. And this is what it looks like as we're working towards our goal. So every time that text comes in for the year, it's going to make that look like this, where you're off track, but it's pulling you back on track if you stick to it and don't let it become white noise.
Are we setting the, I know we're setting the goals now. Will they start January 1?
Yeah, well, what you'll do is
Is our 12 weeks from January 1 forward, or is it from December 20th?
Great question. So you're going to put March 31st is going to be the end of this first round of 12 weeks, and it will backdate it to 12 weeks from March 31st. So that will be starting January 1st. So when Tim showed the example in the video, he showed setting up did it not set up that way?
I think you got to choose a 7th.
The 7th of January.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
And
that
then-
was when he set up one that I thought he was setting up an individual item that he wanted to do or do every week. That would be setting it up not under the 12-week plan, or it might. Yeah, I think when you're setting the task up, I think where you're setting it up is you're setting up the task and then you're telling how often you want it to repeat. But if you go to the 12-week, if you click the 12-week goal and up in the front corner, actually, let me jump back on there. It says set a new goal. That's the one that will kick it back for the 12 weeks. So there's two different ones. You're manually setting one up, or let me go back in here to my screen. I'll share my screen again. This one right here. I believe, yeah, this is the screen that it's showing right now. Get you guys out of my way here. All right, so for example,
I just did it on mine if you want to look at mine.
oh, where, yeah, let me see where you are here on the list. You see, yeah, I think you're down at the bottom.
Sweet.
There you go. All right, so on the 12-week goal, when I click that button, this goal here is the one that sets it up where I think you would do it on March 31st. The end date is March 31st. And that would set it up for, did you put them all in there yet? No?
Yeah, if you look at the items, there's 72 items.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Okay, so we'll just do, what, add,
So I did the 31st here for the end period, and then when you actually click on the items, that's when you want to put the first date that you want. At least that's what I got. You put the first
Yes.
date you want.
yeah, so this should actually, and I just don't want to mess it up too much, but if I
Alright.
put test, that
I'll
should
do
dump it. Yeah, that should dump it all in there, starting on,
So then when you click on those items, see how it says 0 items under test?
yeah,
Click on the 0 items. And now you can create the tactic up there.
yeah, right,
Upper
right.
right-hand corner, and then that's when
That's
you
the-
want to, but you don't want to put the 31st there. You want to put the 7th there, and then choose the 13 weeks, and then
Yeah.
or 12 weeks, and it'll kick it out.
So what that is that's the one of the tactics of that item. That's why you're going to put the date that you want that item to happen on.
Right.
That is exactly right. Otherwise, what Cassie was saying is the March 31st will kick that reminder out every week starting January 1st. You'll get it on a Sunday is what you'll get that first text message on.
I'll get rid of it. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I think we can just click it here and delete it.
Mm-hmm.
Select an action, delete. All right, we'll play with it. If you guys get stumped on something, definitely let me know. And we'll go from there.
Sounds good, Brad.
All right, guys. Good seeing you all. And I'll make sure we all got,
Happy
if you don't have,
holidays.
yep.
Thank you.
Nice to see you guys. We'll make
holidays.
sure we have all your calls scheduled. We'll talk to you second week of January. Enjoy the holidays. Merry Christmas
See you guys.
and
Thank you.
Happy New Year.
See you guys.